So, let's begin. Certainly if you, for whatever reason, don't have a chair right there, you can just sit on the ground for this first shape, but otherwise go ahead and sit in a chair. And as we take our seat, what we're going to do is not use the back of the seat, just use the seat of the seat. If there's any doubt, just line up your feet and your shins and your knees and your thighs about hip width distance apart. Let those feet plant down into the ground. Let your hands find a nice comfortable shape on your lap. And let's begin by tuning in. Formal practice is called pratyahara. And what exactly it involves is slightly amorphous, but it's sometimes translated as sense withdrawal. I often think of it as the capacity to modulate the sensory doorways. Let some open more. And when it comes down to it, really one of the big shifts is letting the eyes close while awake. So as you've established your seat, tuned your attention inward, and just beginning to settle. Settle from all the busyness of the day. Even to some degree, get a little temporary respite from all the world's concerns and tune into the immediate concerns of your body, your mind. Just with your intention, let your attention settle in on breathing sensations. Once you decide to notice, the sensations are right there. And see if you can cover your breath with your awareness. if we really stop to notice, it might be very challenging to truly keep your attention tethered to breathing sensations. Your mind might have gone elsewhere dozens of times in just a few minutes on the clock. And there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, one framing of the meditative process is you just taking a few minutes out to notice what's there. We use the breath as that anchor, but we're also just alert to whatever else bubbles up. Not following any one thing down the path like daydream style, which is a fine practice but different. So, just in the last minute here, everybody, let's connect to a 5-5 round of 5. So that's approximately a 5-ish count inhale, a 5-ish count exhale. Let's try 5 more times. Last 2 rounds, 5-ish on the in-breath, 5-ish on the out-breath. Last one. Awesome. Let's bring the hands together. Make a little fist. And roll the fist around in some circles. And you just switch directions every few circles. And then let's press the interlaced fingered palms forward. And at the same time, you can at least mildly draw the front of your rib cage slightly backward. That should feel really nice. So you let a little round in your back happen. Then please begin to flex the arms upward and allow a little bit of arch to happen. Oh my gosh. And then just try a few times back and forth. So let the arms push forward. Lean into a little rounding. Let the arms flex upward. Lean into a little extension. 2 more. Alright, everybody, then when you're ready, please release the arms. There's Eli. And then let's scoot to the front edge of the seat. And slowly roll. Obviously stay on your seat, don't fall off, but you're pretty close to the front edge there. Roll down. Oh my gosh. That feels amazing. So this shape is kind of like a happy baby pose. But instead of lying belly up, you're sitting basically belly down. So you got these wide knees, they're right around the armpits or the rib cage somewhere. Releasing the head. Oh. Last couple breaths here. You could walk it further forward, you could walk it further inward. Okay. And then just walk your hands up your feet and shins and knees and thighs. Knees and thighs and knees and thighs. Oh, goodness. Right. Let's lower one arm along the side of the chair. I've got my left one. You might naturally go to the right one first, but whichever one, just let it hang down. And then let your head tilt away. Come back. Let the opposite arm hang down along your side. Like it's reaching all the way to the ground, off the chair. And let the head tilt. Okay, just try that a couple times side to side, so one arm stays pretty much relaxed on your thigh, and the arm that's really involved in the opposite side of the stretch, right head one way, arm charging, you can charge it as much as you want. You can reach it out like this with your palm facing toward like the wall. That's a little bit nervy. But it's also sometimes a very, just feels like a necessary response to go through. And then release. So you're side bending, lateral flexing, activating an arm. Oh my God. Maybe playing with that arm, especially adding a little angle here at the wrist. Last one, everybody. Oh, last 1 second side. Wow, that is good news right there. And then slowly come back. All right. And then everybody, you can sit anywhere you want on the chair. Let's hold the sides of the chair and then alternate straightening legs. So at any one given moment, it's just the one leg at a time. Ideally, that foot gets right up to level with the calf, level with the hamstring, level with the opposite thigh. Just a strong, straight ahead leg. You can hold on to the sides of the chair. The chair gives you access. If you're on your couch, maybe that's kind of hard. Oh my God, this one feels so good. About 10 more. And it should be, this is sometimes a term I avoid, but pretty much locked out at the end range of motion there. That kneecap's super stable, your quad is solid. You've got likely a little flex in your foot. Last couple. On this last one, leave the leg out. Let's see if you can just do little beats up and down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Switch sides. So go to that end range of motion, and then little tiny beats up and down. Five more. Oh. Good. And then release. Let's take one leg and cross. Super familiar shape. Looks a little like a half lotus. Like I have the needle, like pigeon. And then hinge forward until you feel that upper outer hip stretch. Okay. And then let's release. Let's switch legs. So half lotus, pigeon pose, tie your shoe pose. Okay, everybody, and then slowly come on up from there. Let's bring the feet a little wider than the hips, just a little. And then please bring the hands behind the head. And then we're just going to charge the elbows forward, spreading the shoulder blades out, and then squeeze the elbows backward. Maybe a dozen times. Okay. Next time, just have a modest amount of elbow release backward, and then lift and lower your shoulders. So gather those shoulders up around your ears. You can even hold the squeeze for a moment, and then let them slide down. So north and south. Okay, one more. Let's have the hands come down onto the shoulders and then take the shoulders in circles. And circles the opposite direction. Awesome. And then let's release that. Then we're going to take one arm, for me it's the right one, across, catch it with the left, twist, and let's start by simply letting the face, the eyes, the nose look toward this arm that's twisted. And come back, switch sides, so you take an arm right across at shoulder level, lock it into place, twist yourself, look that away. Oh man, that feels good. One more time, we'll do the counter stretch. Twist, and then the counter stretch with the head. Last one, second side, twist, lock it in, counter stretch with the head. Meaning trunk goes one way, head goes the opposite way. Finally release that. Nice, everybody. Okay, let's come back to the front edge of the chair and extend one leg straight down along the ground. I mean, it's just the heel that'll be on the ground, but the leg straight at the knee. And then hinge down until you get some nice calf and hamstring response. Oh. So you're trying to basically just keep that hinge limited to hip hinge. But a little back flexion, a little rounding's okay. Oh man, that feels so good. Great on this hip, like nice deep flexion again, kind of like half of a happy baby pose. And then this should just be golden on the whole back of the kinetic chain, almost from your foot through your calf through your hamstring up to the connection at the glute. And then please ease your way up from the hip and switch legs. So you're getting one leg in a clean 90-degree bend, one leg totally straight, no bend at all. You hinge from the hips, try to slide just inside your bent leg. Oh man, that is nice. Oh my goodness, that feels good. And then let's slowly come up from there, everybody. One more. Let's take the feet the widest they've been yet. Just get a nice stable seat, but toward the front edge. And then let's fold one more time, all the way down. All right, everybody, slowly come back up. You're going to roll or hinge, depending on how far into that you went. We're going to make our way up. Let's take the feet about hip width distance apart. Hinge forward. Kind of come into the front of the sit bones, and maybe even where it feels like a lot of weight's in your hamstrings. So, just to clarify, we're coming back to Seat, stand, seat, stand. I make this metaphor, or I allude to it all the time when we do squats without a chair, and it's kind of the same idea. But now we've got the actual chair. All right? So that's exactly how low you go. You can even pause briefly at the bottom. You don't imagine the height of the chair, you've got it there to check in with. Let's try 10 more. 9. Let the knees favor toward drawing out rather than pushing in. Let's try 5 more. 4 more. 3 more. 2. 1 más. And we're up. All right. So, next, we're going to go to a wall. Now, it might be presumptuous of me, but probably not to assume that everybody has a wall and a chair. So, anyway, it's wall time. So, you want to reach your arms up the wall, lean into it a little bit, center the feet, and lift one knee. Lower it down, and then lift the opposite hip. Drive up the knee. Try about a dozen per side. If you're feeling extra peppy, you could even like sprint through this one, but really let's save that one for the next official round. So just last few big steps. Okay. Then on the next one, drive the right knee up and lift up your left heel. Lower down your heel, lower down your right foot. Drive up your left hip. Lift up your right heel. Heel down, hip down, back and forth. Hip, foot, foot, hip, hip, foot, foot, hip. Maybe a little jump. Either way, last 6 or 8. The jump goes obviously much faster, so you probably do a few more. Last couple. Oh my God, that's so good. Whew. Dog pose at the wall. This is one we hardly ever do. It's a great exercise though. So your feet are about hip distance apart, hands are about shoulder distance apart. You're pushing into the wall, obviously, but you're also letting your hips release back, letting a little arch in your back happen, but maybe regulating so it doesn't feel like it's too much extension. Oh, that feels so good. About 5 more big breaths here, everybody. So to let this one go, and you can just let it go, or you can just like little by little walk the hands up, walk the feet toward, and then release. Voila. Okay. Briefly, let's come to all fours. And, you know, let's just apply what we did at the wall in full on the ground form. Dog pose. Find your way into a plank position. Now from plank, toes remain tucked. Put a little bend, a little arch, a little extension in your plank pose. And then back to dog. We'll try that 2 more times, then we'll transition out. From dog pose to plank, and from plank into like a hybrid of plank and a tuck toe up dog. But like the second round through, it's getting a little more up doggy. It's a little more arched. Oh, last transition, dog pose. Oh man. Plank pose. And last plankish, up doggish. And you decide the distribution of plankishness to up doggishness. How much back bend feels good. Maybe you want to wiggle it around a little bit. Oh my God, that feels so good. All right. And then lastly, dog pose, everybody. And just collapse the distance between hands and feet. Come down into a full squat. The low, deep one, malasana. Stretch out the wrists a little bit. Oh. All right. You can maybe even come back to the move we did in the very beginning of the session, letting the hands come together in a collective fist, rolling them in some circles, pushing forward. Oh man. All right. One bonus move here, and then we will use the chair for our calves. So this one's kind of interesting. So you take the hand under your foot, under the foot, and you just kind of lean into that pressure. The pads of the feet pushing into the palms, pushing into maybe right where the thumb joins the hand, leaning into some hamstring stretch, releasing the head. Oh. Oh, and then the bonus, okay, I mean that was bonus 1. You take the hand and you turn it like this, right? You turn it so the middle finger faces out. So now the foot is going to step right on the pad of the thumb. Oh, where all that tension builds up from texting. So you turn, your hands might even be able to kind of fold and grab the outer edges of your feet. Take a closer look if you're not sure. So round 1 was this way, round 2 is this way. Push. Oh my God, that feels so good. And push. Oh, that's intense. Oh my goodness. And then slowly Get on out of there. And then let's bring the chair back into the scene. Okay. And what we're going to do is lie down. With the calves up on a chair. Like so. Alright. Yeah. Calves on a chair. Feels amazing. So good. Not quite resting. I mean, you settle into it by all means, but it's not quite Shavasana time yet. We're going to take one leg up. We've hit the hamstrings from lots of different angles. One more time. Now maybe down here at 70, 80 degrees is a better place for you to hang out. Maybe breaching the 90-degree angle is in the cards for you. You can flex or point. Oh my God, that feels good. Okay. Let's swap legs. Roughly 2 minutes, maybe a good 10 breaths at a pretty slow breathing rate. You can flex or point. Last big breath here. Oh my gosh. And then release that. Last move before we settle into Shavasana. Here's the deal. See if you can float one calf just barely off the chair. Feel how much your abdominals engage to keep your back on the ground. And release and switch. So all the work that the chair was doing by supporting the leg is now done by the deep trunk muscles. Oh. 3 more percent. These cook, but they're also very precise and extremely useful. Last 2. Oh my goodness. Last 1%. And release that. All right. So officially, we're entering corpse pose time. And I'm going to call for just keeping the calves on the chair if you're game. Always available though, of course, just traditional corpse laid out on the ground. Or you could go lay your legs straight up a wall if the chair's not comporting with your body shape. For most people, and we haven't been doing a lot of chair work, this shape is really palatable for the back. So assuming you're in that camp, stay here. Otherwise, please open up into any comfortable shavasana. And briefly, bring your attention back to breathing sensations. Feel your body relax into the whole experience. And then at some point, transition into doing nothing extra. Shavasana. everything nice and relaxed through your spine. Gently ease your way up. Oh my gosh. And as always, thank you so much, everybody, for connecting over the interwebs. That was a pretty calm one. I mean, we did some strong active work, so, a little recap, y'all, but we went into a breathing meditation and launched into some wrist work and forearm work and work for the neck and the shoulders, and then we went into some work for the feet and the calves, the hamstrings. We did 3 different types of forward bends, one with external rotation, one leaning into a long leg for hamstrings, and one with wide legs, which is more inner thighs. So those are getting kind of all 3 different types of forward bends in. And we did a little forward bending extension sequence at the wall, also that work with the legs and the hips and the ankles, and then starting to slow back down with our supine work. So, and then actually reconnecting to a little more hamstring work there, and then we even got some ab work in. So calm overall, but we hit a lot of different gears. So anyway, thanks again, everybody, for being here. Namaste.